So sound optimization for us, it was a whole new world once we had learned about it. Very different from how we were building years previously. It was really scary, to be honest with you. It was a very different way of building from how we had been doing so for years. But once we realized how repeatable the process was and the consistency of the great sound that we could achieve in our guitars, we knew we needed to do it. So as hard and daunting as it was, we realized that it was something we really believed in and needed to do.
Welcome to what we call the sound sauna. This is where I do my magic on these guitars and get them sounding the best they possibly can. First step of the process is I'll grab an unvoiced top and we'll put it in this mold here. Allow me to screw it in real quick. Get it kind of tight, not crazy tight. Ta-da! We've got our little spectrum reader here. This reads for different hertz frequencies, and you can see this is what was left over from my last tap. And I'll show you here, I'll grab my little funky drumstick. It's got a little piece of rubber on it, and I'll record here. You can kind of see, and I'll hit it into the microphone, just like that. And we'll get ourselves a very definitive peak here, and that's the frequency at which this top is resonating currently. And then I'll check her out. It's at 150 hertz. We're looking for somewhere with these, with the Concerto body size, which is kind of our larger body size. We're looking somewhere around 145. And so it's at 150, which is super duper close. I'll log in on the old sheet here. And then I'll actually, since it's a little high, I'll be taking off a little bit of meat from the braces with chisel. If the top was low, depending on how low, we kind of have a buffer either way. So if it is slightly low, I can take the back down to match and get the right separation between the two. If it's extremely low, I'll probably have our bracing guy put a new set of braces on there that are a little thicker. Just to kind of bring it up a little bit if it's like dismally low. But that rarely happens because of all the experience that we have with this. So usually it's pretty much right in the range, and I rarely have to send anything back. This is the scary part. We try to do it, I don't know if you can see here, try to take off somewhere around the bridge plate here. This is where kind of the most resonance is happening, obviously where the strings attach to the top. So that will affect the resonance the most right there. So we'll try to keep it even on both sides of the bridge plate as we go. And then I'll take off a little bit, and then I'll give it another little tap, a quick little. 148, so that didn't take off too much, only a couple. One more little swipe here and we should be good. This was probably one of the most terrifying jobs to learn how to do, sitting down to take a sharp instrument to a multi-$1,000 guitar top. Super nerve-wracking. I've gotten used to it. Okay. And again, give it a little tap-ski. Sorry about the... We're down at about 144. Sometimes it's tough to get it just bang on, but 144, 1 hertz is like negligible, so that's right where we want it. And I'll sand it down, just clean it up a little bit. And it'll be good to go. Here we are. log it down on the spec sheet, and I will sign it. It is voiced on today, date it, and I sign the underplate, so my signature is on all these guitars. And that's the top. I think it kind of goes without saying how much a player can benefit from the optimization process and what we do here at Breedlove, because it's, you know, you're getting an instrument that's been hand-tuned for like to sound the best it possibly can. You don't have to even think about it. You know, you can go and you can pick up anything off a rack at any music store, and they're all going to sound pretty damn close to each other. I wouldn't pass anything that I wouldn't want to hear. You know. I will take this out, and we'll do the same thing to the back. All right. Set that aside. Now we got the back braced. They're a little long, so we've got to trim them off to fit them in the mold. Back's in the mold. I'll give this one a tap. See where we're at here. We'll also see, usually with the back, we're looking for somewhere around 180 hertz. So it's a little higher than the top. And usually it'll come in somewhere around 190, 195, sometimes up at 200, which isn't too bad. I'll usually have to take off some meat on every back. Again, just like the top, I'm going to be taking something off kind of in the middle. It's kind of right across from where the strings are, so it's like kind of the most resonant point of the back, right in the middle here. So this what we call the middle brace, which isn't really the middle, but you know, and that definitely affects it the most. Little ruler here, make sure I get it even on each side. I need to go down. What is it? 194. Throw that on the sheet as well. Before I forget, so we need to go down 14 hertz, which isn't too crazy. Split them on each side. Probably do. Start here. And here we go. It's kind of a barbaric looking operation, but I swear I'm a professional. I usually approach it cautiously. Start small on each side, because you never know what might happen. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. See where we're at. Brought it down considerably. We're at 185. We got just looking for 180. Just a little bit more to go. Here. Here. All right. Here we are. I'll get test it. We should be there. After that. We're at 182, which is actually good if it's a couple high, because I have to use a little bit of a handheld sander to clean it up, and usually that'll take off about 1 or 2 hertz in that process. So it's right on track. So I'll take the mold off. All right. Sometimes there's some ends you gotta clean up. I'll do a little bit of that. Here we go. Okay. Clean up the frayed edges. Mark down where we are here, which I can see is about 180. And then it goes on the rack out there, next to the next step of production. And that's the Sweaty Sound Sauna.
As we know, wood is an organic material and it's not consistent. The stiffness, the density, those were things we started to learn a little bit more about with sound optimization. Over years and years of collecting data on our guitars, we've been able to hone in on the best frequency pairings, the best deflection and stiffness ratings that we use to build our tops by. We're able to back into that and at this point be able to produce guitars consistently that have that awesome Breedlove sound.